Kia ora e hoa, haere mai, come and join me. Look at all these books. Oh my goodness, they are books from The Big Moment. Ooh, you might remember these two, we've had them already. There's Ready for School, and That's Not the Plan. Well, we've got some more titles to choose from, and I thought today we could start with this one here, The Hospital Trip. There's lots of people visiting hospital at the moment, for lots of different reasons. I thought this might be a good one to read. The book was created by Hannah Davison, Flicker Williams, and Marco Palmieri. And just like the other books, it's a really useful book. They've written it to help us get used to things like going to the hospital. Are you nice and comfy? Ready for a story? Well, let's begin. Perry and Frankie were super fast. They were fast on their feet. Whizz! They were fast on their bikes. Zoom! And they were really fast down the slide. Whee! But one day, Perry couldn't go as fast anymore. I don't feel well, said Perry. This is Perry here. I can find the problem, said Frankie. This is Frankie. She knew just what to do. She'd seen a doctor when she'd been sick before. Can you see what she's doing? Frankie looked deep into Perry's eyes, but his problem wasn't there. She peered into Perry's ears, but it wasn't there either. She even searched inside his mouth, but Perry's problem was nowhere to be found. She's a good doctor, isn't she? It must be hiding somewhere else, said Perry. I think you might have to go to the doctor, said Frankie. But I don't want to go to the doctor, said Perry. Perry's mum said doctors are good at finding problems when you don't feel well. They are, aren't they? Except Perry's problem was so good at playing hide and seek, the doctor couldn't find it either. Oh no! We'll have to do some tests at the hospital to see what's going on, she said. By now Perry didn't just feel sick, he felt worried too. He'd never been to a hospital before. I don't want to go to hospital. I want to stay home, said Perry. Frankie could see that Perry did not feel very happy about going to hospital. She said, wondering what she could do to help. Is there something that Frankie could do to help Perry? Well, let's find out. Take my Uma Owl with you. She's a good listener. When I feel scared, I tell Uma Owl all about it. She helps me to feel brave again, said Frankie. She's even got a special song. And this is the Uma Owl song. I don't know how the song goes. I think whoever's reading the story can make it up. If you've got a worry whirling round your head, take it from its hiding place and bring it out instead. Draw it on some paper or turn it into words. Now that worry's ready to fly up with the birds. Was that a good song? Well, maybe you could sing it differently. But it's a good idea, isn't it? Take that worry whirling around in your head, take it from its hiding place and bring it out instead. Draw it on some paper and turn it into words. Now that worry's ready to fly up with the birds. So Perry told Uma Owl all the things that were making him feel scared. I'm worried I might get lost in hospital or left by myself, said Perry. I'm worried about who will look after me and what's going to happen. He is worried, isn't he? Then together, Perry and Frankie took 3 of the biggest, deepest breaths they could, and they blew, blew, blew Perry's worries right up into the sky. Gave them to the birds. The birds don't take our worries, but we can blow them away. Perry started to feel a little braver. He packed his favourite pyjamas, his blanket, and Owl just in case. Then Perry went to the hospital with his mum and dad. A bright, colourful children's hospital. The hospital was a very strange place. The bed was strange, but it had big buttons that made it go up and down. The food was strange, but he did get wobbly purple jelly. And the people wore funny clothes, but they always wore a smile too. Frankie came to visit and brought Perry his favourite sandwich: chicken, cheese and pickle. Then they had 3 scoops of strawberry ice cream. Lucky. I think they're enjoying that ice cream, don't you? Look at their mouths. When it was time to have his tests, Perry asked if he could help the doctors. Together they looked inside his body to find where his problem was hiding. There was a photo machine that took pictures of his bones. There was a zigzag machine that zip-zapped with his heartbeat. And there was a squishing machine that squeezed out the magic medicine that helped Perry to fix his problem. Interesting looking machine. Have you seen one like that before? Perry was learning all about how his body worked. The hospital was a very strange place, but it was an amazing place too. The next time Frankie came to visit Perry, he was feeling much better. "Now I've got something for you, Frankie," he said. "I wonder what it is." Can you see what he's reaching for? Perry and Frankie were super fast. Woohoo! And that's the end of the story. And in the back of the book, as they always do, the Big Moments team have put some really useful information for grown-ups. If you have to go to hospital or to visit somebody in hospital, this kind of information is really good to get you ready. It's a good story, isn't it? Well, there are 2 more stories. There's Goodbye Comet, all about saying goodbye to a pet, and Baby on the Way. Which book would you like next? Maybe comment below, and whichever is the most popular is the one we'll read. And if you want to find out more about My Big Moments and the team that make these fantastic books, visit mybigmoments.com. And come and visit me again soon. As you can see, I've got lots of books to read. Goodbye, my friend. Have a wonderful day.